Okay, so it is a Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good morning. Yes, I switched that. All right, so it's 12:13 p.m. in Texas right now. Just woke up from a horrible hangover from the night before, but that's what's allowed to happen during the holiday season. Excuse me. I actually wanted to talk about a few things today. I got some sports stuff that I wanted to talk about, ask some questions because all my recordings go straight to everyone's views. Um, Sports. Upcoming week, we have St. Louis, Atlanta. I'm going to take St. Louis in 6. That's my favorite number, 6 with football. New England and Buffalo. New England hasn't been the same since they lost Brady, which is awesome for me because I really hated Brady and the Patriots. But this year they've actually proven themselves, actually done better than I thought they would have without Brady. So I'm going to take New England with 14. Kansas and Cincinnati. Let's go. Cincinnati's at home. I'll go Cincinnati probably by 8. Detroit, Green Bay. I like the Packers. That's always a fun team to watch. So I'm going to go Packers. A good game. I'm not going to call points on that one. Next is Tennessee, Indy. The Colts. They're a fun team to watch. So are the Titans. So let's go Indy. 14. G-Men, Minnesota. Obviously, if I'm calling them the G-Men, that's my pick. I'm going to take the G-Men and a touchdown. That's going to be a damn good game. Carolina, New Orleans. New Orleans hasn't really impressed me that much. Neither has Carolina. I mean, they're both doing great. They're both two really good teams. They just haven't impressed me. So, I guess let's go New Orleans since that's close to home. New Orleans at 4. Cleveland and Pittsburgh. I'm going Pittsburgh. I like Worthlessberger. No, I'm sorry. Any Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I apologize. I'm actually a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I like Roethlisberger. He's a good guy. And then Palamaku, just a big son of a yeah. So I'm gonna take Pittsburgh and 14. Dallas and Philly. All right. So I live in Dallas, so I should be going, hey, yay, Cowboys. But no, I hate the Cowboys. The Cowboys to me are about as much of a circus as Barnum and Bailey's circus is. So I hate Jerry Jones. He's destroying our town now since he built that new stadium. It's not going to do anything to help the Dallas economy. It's going to make it worse because the thing with Dallas fans is that they're so devoted that it doesn't matter if the tickets for a nosebleed seat go from $60 to $180, they'll pay it. Which, you gotta understand it's a bunch of drunk lunatics at a Dallas game. But I'm gonna take Philly. Philly's at home. And they already beat Dallas when they were here. So I'm gonna go Philly. For anybody who's upset that a Dallas boy is not going for Dallas, here's what you have to understand. I remember the Cowboys when there was Moose Johnson. I mean, come on, guys. We had real teams back then. Jimmy Johnson was our coach. He won Super Bowls. And that's all that matters. So I'm not going with the Cowboys this week. I'm going to take Philly. Now moving on to NBA. We got a lot of good guys up in number 1 today. We have Boston Celtics. They're number 1 in the Atlantic with 27-2. We have Cleveland, number 1 in the Central with 24-4. Orlando's number 1 in the Southeast. Houston is surprisingly number 1 in the Southwest at 19-10, but my Spurs are right up behind them at 18-10. I'm good, Salberg. What's been going on, bud? I'm gonna keep talking about this while I chat with you on that. Yes. Spurs don't have that hard of a hard of a schedule right now for the next couple of games. So I think the Spurs can pull out of that crap, but we also have to worry about New Orleans. Um, New Orleans is a strong team. They were supposed to be that Cinderella story last year, and then I don't know where Chris Paul came from. My God, is that kid amazing? Speaking of just kids that are amazing, we got DJ Augustine out playing. Um, Beasley, just some great characters that came out of this last draft, and it's awesome. So we got, I mean, Lakers are number one in their division, so it's going to be a good little clincher. We'll see who pulls it all out. I want to see the Spurs win it. This is going to be the last time. All right, now to move on to the news. I was going through a couple different things. Saw in the newspaper stuff about Christmas over all over the world, and there was a photo of these kids in Iraq actually lighting candles right outside of a church and outside of Baghdad, and I just thought that was cool. We went through what 4 years ago. We were in this deep, horrible war, and now these kids are able to just go play, celebrate Christmas, do what they want, have a little bit more fun than they could have, and that's awesome. And I think it's really cool with me because I have a lot of family overseas right now fighting, and it was just cool to hear. What else? What else? What else? Oh, there was a man in California dressed up as Santa Claus. I'm sure everybody's heard about this. Man dressed up as Santa Claus out in California went and shot up a Christmas party and then set the house on fire. It was horrible. And then they found him dead. They don't know how he died. Cops won't put that out. But CNN saying he shot himself. So, I don't know. I kind of would shoot myself too if I went dressed up as Santa Claus to a party, shot at a whole bunch of people. And yeah, he injured an 8-year-old girl. I mean, I'd probably have to kill myself after that on Christmas Eve. That's the worst thing you can do. I mean, you can't really like live life anymore. You're like, I just ruined Christmas Eve, and that little girl got shot. It's nothing like I don't know. It says it's not life threatening, but when you're 8 years old and you get shot, that to me that would be life threatening. Um, what else? Oh, so I was reading a late article my brother sent me since he's in the Marines, and it was an interview, I guess a while back, with Katie Couric. Couric, I don't care how you say it, and a Marine sniper. And she asked the sniper, "Well, how do you feel whenever you kill a Iraqi soldier, or what do you feel when you kill a Iraqi soldier?" And his response had to be the best thing ever. He looks at her and goes, "Recoil." I was like, damn, that only a Marine would come out with that shit. Like everybody else would be a little bit more like the Army might be all like, well, it's a little weird. But he was just recoil. I was like, that's pretty hardcore. Moving on. The Bush family goes out to Camp David every year and celebrates Christmas. Whole family Camp David. It's what they've done. They've done it for a dozen times now, all 8 years with Bush, and then with his dad, they did it for those 4 years. Excuse me. But I read something today, and it really touched me. I was really impressed with him. Every year he calls like a dozen or so soldiers around the world and mainly overseas right now, and wishes them a Merry Christmas. And I just thought that was awesome, and he thanks them for their service. But that's, what I've found out today. Y'all have a great day and a Merry Christmas, and I will talk to y'all later.